What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we have got wonderful news, ladies and gentlemen. You see, we got news specifically of some reprints. We will get to that in a little bit. But first of all, we have got news about, well, these online tournaments that Digimon have been running. Up till now, they've been kind of cool. We've had official online webcam tournaments, which have been rather lovely. And they've had some cool prizes. We've enjoyed the prizes. But I have pointed out, I don't think unfairly, that it's not been the kind of thing you need to win. You know, the prizes are like sleeves, which are just available over in Japan generally, and things of that nature. They've not been the kind of thing we've all been desperate to go ahead and get. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, things are changing rather nicely. We have got some tournament promos, which are going to be coming for the next webcam tournament. And here's a fun little twist for you. They're cards Japan doesn't even have yet. And I feel pretty confident saying this because, I mean, anyone who follows this channel will know, I'm pretty exhaustive when it comes to the Digimon TCG news. I tend to cover everything because I want to know everything, and I want to be the person that covers, you guessed it, everything. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we have got cards that, quite frankly, Japan doesn't have. So what have we got? Well, essentially, there are new webcam tournaments to go through the dates in a moment, but all participants will get a Koromon promo card. Now, the other two are available. We'll get there in a moment. But basically, you enter, you get an alternate art Koromon. Now, it is a Koromon from BT5, so it's not a brand new card, and again, I think this is a wonderful thing. I've told you guys many times before that one of the reasons I left the Dragon Ball Super card game, or at least dropped off a fair bit, and one of the things I was terrified about happening with the Digimon TCG was, what if we get promos which impact play, which can only be gotten in rare promo ways? Diaboromon being a not great example of how it kind of happened with Tournament Pack 1. Well, here we've got this cool promo, and if you want to enter the webcam tournament, wonderful, you're getting a brilliant alternate art promo to pop in your binder and have a lot of fun with. And if you don't want to enter it, cool, don't. It's an alternate art promo, you don't need this card. Now, it is actually a pretty cool card. If this Digimon is Omnimon or Greymon, other than Doru Greymon, Burning Greymon, or Dex Doru Greymon, yeah, the name's got a bit awkward. We did do a video about it. Trigger, draw one when you attack. It draws your cards. And quite frankly, we talked about this card before. If you are playing a deck revolving around Omnimon or Greymon, War Greymon, things of that nature, yes, this is absolutely the kind of card you are probably going to want to have in your deck. Even if it's not your Digitama of choice, it is definitely one you want to be considering quite nicely. Just as a side note here, they have made it official on the website. This will not be tournament legal until the release of BT5. Now, essentially what's happening is these tournaments are going on around about the release of BT4 or thereabouts, but they are bringing promos in from BT5. No, you cannot use them in your decks early. That would be a little bit cheeky. You then have the chance to win Greymon and War Greymon alternate art promos. It does also say the champion of each event will get a special invitation to a future Bandai event. And then there is a note to say check back to the website where they will give you details of the prizing next week. And yes, when news is revealed, I will bring it to you. That's kind of my jam. That's kind of what I do. Incidentally, Digimon news has gone nuts over the past week. So some of these news stories we are a day or two later than I would like getting to. But seriously, Digimon TCG news has gone a little bit nuts. The one thing I can assure you of is everything you need to know will be covered on this channel, even if occasionally when the news really stacks up, we are slightly later than we would ideally like. Now, I want to know what's going on with this future tournament, because of course, it's not just that you get to play in a future event. That's kind of cool. What is the prizing going to be for this future event? And are you going to be able to get in any other way? All we know at the moment is that there is an invitation to a future event. Now, the implication there, and it's a pretty strong implication, is that it is an invite-only event. You essentially have to get an invite in order to actually get there, which I don't know how else it's going to be given out. It may well just be that there are going to be more online tournaments in the future, and essentially all of those winners are going to be the people that populate this upcoming tournament, or there might be more to it. I don't know. Is this a hint at a potential Digimon World Championships in the future? I mean, maybe, but let's calm down a little bit there. But this sounds fun. Now, in terms of these other promos, we have got ourselves a Greymon and a War Greymon. The Greymon is also the one from BT5. On your turn, while this Digimon has Omnimon or Greymon in its name, it gains 2,000 power. Again, Dora Greymon, Burning Greymon, and Dex Dora Greymon are accepted. Essentially, just in case you missed the video, in Japan, those Digimon don't have Greymon in their name, so they could print a Greymon saying, hey, if you got Greymon in their name. Over here, outside of Japan, they do have Greymon in their name, so essentially, if we didn't put that errata in, if we didn't accept it, we would have a situation where there were 3 Digimon that could be boosted outside of Japan that couldn't be boosted in Japan, and that would just create this super weird situation that we definitely don't want. It gives you extra power. There are other ways to boost these kind of Digimon. It's still kind of cool. And the one that I'm really excited about is the alternate art War Greymon from the starter deck. Now, given that I only play weird green decks, I don't think I'm probably going to end up winning this tournament, but I will be entering one, because if nothing else, I'll get the Koromon, and that sounds alright by me. But this is the War Greymon that was the poster child for the red starter deck, the very first starter deck. On your turn, for every 2 Digivolution cards you've got, security attack +1. So if you Digivolve all the way up from a Digi-Egg, you have security attack +2. And okay, fine, it's not a stunning card that has seen a huge amount of tournament success as far as I am aware, but it's still an extremely cool card, and I am absolutely excited, like properly excited. We've got new tournaments coming, and not only do we have new tournaments coming, which is kind of cool, but they are really going for it in terms of their pricing. I have wanted at least, and I've talked about this pretty openly, more in terms of exclusive cool stuff for entering these tournaments, and now we're getting it. And we don't need to spend long talking about this, but once again, this is something that Digimon are doing brilliantly that other games have not. They're alternate art. So if you want them, brilliant. If you don't want them, cool. Now, in terms of when these are actually going on, it's a little bit strange. Now, in North America, there are 4 going on. You've got TAC Games on June the 12th, Core TCG on the 19th, Carta Magica on the 20th, and Top Cut on June the 26th. So, yes, you've got 1, and then the next weekend you've got 2, and then the following weekend you've got 1. So you can actually enter all of them, get yourself a playset of Koromon, jobs are good 'un. In Latin America, we've got 1 on June the 12th. In Oceania, we got 1 on June the 26th. And then we've also got 1 June the 26th in Europe. But then there's also 1 in France and 1 in Italy. Now, I don't know how good your geography is, but mine's okay. At least good enough to know that France and Italy are in Europe. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, these are webcam tournaments. Now, I don't know how many of you have thought about this at length, but the reason why they only want North American people entering the North American tournament is for time differences. As I sit here in the UK, we are 5 hours ahead of the East Coast and 8 hours ahead of the West Coast. So it's awkward timing-wise, and Oceania's worse again. So you understand why they would want to split it up by time zone to make it easier for the players. Why we would have a tournament in Europe and 1 in France and 1 in Italy, I don't really know. I am hoping that it is actually free in Europe. Because also, if there were 4 in North America, but everybody else was kind of limited to 1, except France and Italy could have 2, that again would seem a little bit weird to me. It is important to note they have not confirmed the full list with dates, etc. So things are, I mean, the North American seems pretty set in stone, but certainly in Europe it seems like there is room for changing. So let's not worry too much for the moment. Let's keep an eye when later this week we get the full news. But I do think this is kind of interesting that we have a French and an Italian tournament in addition to the European. That really doesn't make very much sense to me at all. And then the final piece of news that I did tell you, we have got some updates on reprints. Reprints of Release Special Booster 1.0 and 1.5 and the first 3 starter decks have been delivered to distributors. So obviously they're going to start going from distributors to stores. And reprint deliveries of these products will continue through the upcoming months, i.e., this isn't it. Yes, there are some reprints of these things on the move, but this is not everything. More are coming. And this is brilliant. And I've told you this many, many times before. They will keep doing this. They have to keep doing this. These are the first couple of sets. I keep seeing people, it's really frustrating. Every time the official Facebook posts anything, people are like, maybe you should print more products. And every so often I'll drop in and be like, hey, yeah, they are. They have officially announced it. And they're like, yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it. Which seems weird and confrontational. Well, it is happening, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to keep happening. Yes, I am fully aware that the supply for this game at the beginning was not what we wanted. I have also been in situations where I've been like, I could well go for another. Oh, wait, I can't find one. We've all been there and it sucks. I completely understand. However, I don't think at this stage you can accuse Bandai and Digimon of not doing what they can to fix it. So good news all around. Oh, and for anyone in the US, they're going to start selling them in Walmart. So that's kind of cool. We've talked about on the other channel about Pokemon not being in Walmart because, you know, idiots. But Digimon is not quite at that level where it's attracted that kind of idiot yet. So good news, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen. Good news. I love this news about the tournaments. It is wonderful. I love the news about these products being reprinted. That is wonderful. Frankly, this is a very good news video. But I want to know what you think about all of this. So, you know, let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.